Hello, foreigners! I'm unsung comedy legend Robert Mack from robertmack.com. And being here tonight is an absolute treat for all of you because this is my 22nd comedy anniversary. Yes, thank you. I've been doing this for 20 seconds. 30, look at that. So it's so nice to be here. I'm on my world tour of England tour, and I'm performing in London, and then I go home. So it's nice. I landed just the other day, and I went straight to Barclays, and I said to the cashier, I need 50 pounds. And the cashier said, withdrawal? So I said, I need 50 pounds. Listen, everybody, if you could please explain that one to the quiet people. It's nice to see so many people come out. Charles Darwin once told me, he said, human beings are social creatures and we need to connect. And it's true. I saw a neighbor of mine in my building that I hadn't seen in a long time, and I wanted to connect. So I was going to shake, and I don't know if they're all right with that. So then I thought I would fist bump, and I don't know where that is either. So I ended up doing that. And that's where things are now between me and apartment 12. It's, yeah, scissors beats rock and paper. Please, folks, somebody's got to follow me. Every time I come to London, I'm reminded what a great city it is. It drips with history and diversity and humidity. There are 4 places in the top tier of world-class cities. It's London, New York, Paris, and the other one. So essentially, if the universe had a Miss Universe pageant for cities, London would be the representative of Earth. And then New York would have a sash that says, runner-up, and would smoke discreetly in the background. But my feeling is it's weird when I come here because I live in the States. And in the States, it's a whole different attitude because you guys have so much great stuff here. And my theory is the longer you live in a great place, the more you take it for granted because you're just so used to it. I come in the States are like, come on, check out we have a Grand Canyon and the Statue of Liberty and Golden Gate Bridge. I show up here and I go to my friends and I said, I'm in the best city in the world, where should I begin? And he's like, well, there's a bit of a theater district over here maybe, and some museums I understand. And he's like so nonchalant, like he has no chalant at all, like the chalant delivery guy called in sick that day. There's like been a chalant embargo. He's like anti-chalant. So it seems to me like the best thing about London is not living here. And you should try it. I think you'd appreciate it more. I don't like to brag, but I'm really good at it, and therefore I have to. I recently had, I got some Taco Bell to watch a baseball game. And do you guys have Taco Bell here?
Yeah.
And do you guys have baseball here? No. Okay. What about the metaphysical construct of the unity of time and space? Do you have that? Do you have here? Do you have here? They have here most everywhere. What about femurs? Do you guys have femurs? Okay, well, good. Then sit down and listen up, because my wife was in an accident on her bicycle and broke her femur. The top of her femur snapped off. Does anyone know, any medical professionals, does anyone know anything about the femur?
Yeah.
What do you know?
Well, I'm a veterinarian, so you get the concept.
You get the concept, right? Different model, but the femur, it's the largest bone in the body. It's the strongest bone. They say the only thing worse than a broken femur is a wife with a broken femur. Which is what I have. And it's no bed of roses, all right? It's no pleasure cruise, because for 2 weeks after the accident, you can't even sit down when you have wife with broken femur. Because she's always always yelling at you to get stuff. You know, I need more meds, and take me to the bathroom, and adjust the bandages. That's the first symptom. Ringing in the ears is the first symptom of a wife with broken femur. And it goes on and on. Drain the fluid bag, and I'm ready to eat. It's good for the quads. That's the only good thing about WBF. I don't have a lot of time. There's some jokes I won't be doing tonight. I'm going to go over those quickly with you right now. I'm not doing any Kardashian jokes. I don't know Kardashian. I don't even know where Kardashian is. So I'm not going to come up here and talk about something that I don't know anything about. So no Kardashian jokes, no sex jokes. Same reason. Also, the sperm whale that ambushed a giant octopussy at Lake Titicaca. Obviously, for kids, right? So, and then jokes I might do a joke called My Favorite Thing. So if I don't forget that. And then it says Prince Andrew, and the last thing I want to do is make fun of Prince Andrew. So I'll be closing with that. And then jokes I am doing. I'm doing this joke, which is called jokes I'm not doing, which folds into itself and becomes a singularity in the time-space continuum and back in the pocket. Okay, so I cannot believe this weather because I'm an atheist and we have trouble believing. But it's not as bad as my neighbor. He's agnostic. He doesn't know whether or not, if there's weather or not. I heard some disturbing weather-related news. A bunch of science men said some things recently. Science men and the science ladies that they reluctantly allowed on board. And for many years, it was just science men. And then they said, fine, we'll allow a science lady. And the first science lady was Marie Curie, who's the only person to win 2 Nobel Prizes in 2 different fields of science. And she discovered radiation. And she discovered the only substance harder than diamonds. It's an avocado from co-op. They said that it takes some time to go through all the figures, but they've determined that most of the time, most years, July is the hottest month of that particular year. And I thought back when I was a kid, 4th of July, always hot, always July. So the evidence bears that out. Then what they said next, you may want to sit down for this. Thanks. What they said next, they said last July was the hottest month on Earth ever. And that's a bold statement to make because we're not done with ever yet, all right? It's a little premature to be handing out trophies, all right? It might not even be the hottest month of the decade, okay? Let's see how it plays out, science man. Ever is a long time. Ever for the Earth began when the Earth began, which was 4.5 billion years ago and 18 months. I've done all the research for you guys, so you don't have to. And I talked to the experts, and they told me that the Earth is 4.5 billion years old, and that was 18 months ago. So you would have to add that. And the Earth will continue to exist for another 5 to 7 billion years, minus the 18 months we've already used up. At which point the sun will become a red giant and consume the planet. So that is ever for the Earth, and we're not even halfway done, and you don't crown a champion before mid-season, all right? I'm no gambling guy, but if I were, I'd put all my money on probably the last month of ever. I bet you that's going to be kind of hot. The sun expands 250 times its size and turns into a 5,000-degree ball of nuclear fusion, vaporizing every atomic bomb that holds the Earth's very existence together. That's got to be hotter than last July. When it gets hot, do what I do. Take a summer vacation to Iceland. Yeah. 7 days, 1 night. Okay, here we go. Sit down and listen up. I've got to, and give me 60 seconds on the clock, and go. My favorite thing in the bedroom is when she puts on her nurse outfit and leaves for work without waking me up. My recently divorced chemistry teacher says alcohol is a solution. Here's a science riddle for the kids. Is the 7th planet Uranus with the emphasis on urine, or Uranus with the emphasis on anus? I don't know if it's a number 1 or a number 2. All right. I went to a dyslexic masseuse, really rubbed me the wrong way. I'm trying to meet new people. I belong to a gym. He's very possessive. I call this one ice cream cone. Cone! I went shopping at a cherry stand in a microphone store. Bada bing, bada boom. And finally, family Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, and Prince Andrew walk into a pub. Do not go to that pub. Thank you so much. I'm not a